everybody, it's Penny Magnum here. Yes, I have an earbud in my ear. Don't question me. So I just tried to film this video, and right as I was talking about something, it ended because I apparently have low storage. So, I'm gonna try this again, which means I need to pick this up. Which means I need to find it. Where did it go? It's so tiny. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my gosh. Why did my ears so little? Don't fall. Okay, now that I'm back, so I'm gonna show you some stuff that I made for other people and myself, because I have nothing else to do. So we're gonna start with the smallest item of things I made. So, start with the biggest of the smallest. This guy. So this is a drawing that you can actually see on my Instagram when I first made it. So what it says is, even after death, our choices and scars still bleed. Though there is no flesh, the blood from your mistakes will flow and show forever. And it's a skull bleeding. Because I'm turning emo, apparently. Next, we have a cactus. Wrong side. Cactus! This is actually based on a video of some of my favorite YouTubers making a cactus. So a cactus, oh boy. So it was a bed for their cat, and then they made the cactus look like a cat. So they made a cactus. And so I turned their creation into a pin. Next, we have Penny. This is one of the early designs, well, no, a later design I had for my channel logo, and I dropped it. Hold on. I'm picking it up with my toes. Or at least trying to. I'm wearing socks. We're taking off the socks, because I have no grip with these. Can't bend down all the way because my back hates me, so I pick up things with my toes. Don't worry, that one's not going to anyone. It's going to myself. So it was actually an early design, a later design for my logo. My actual channel thing is something drawn by my best friend when we were in elementary school. So this may or may not be the updated version, but this was the later design that I came up with. It's like Penny with flowers, her color, like transcending to become something else. Right, baby? She's just staring at me. Next, we're going into the musical area. So we have something I made based on Alice in Wonderland. So this is the White Rabbit in a pink and white spotted teacup. One of my favorite scenes that I was in Alice in Wonderland was the tea party, because they just made it so much fun, and I was the narrator, so I had to just sit there and say my lines and just not acknowledge it. It was so much fun, and our Mad Hatter and our March Hare, hilarious. That was great. That was last year. That was great. Alright, next we have something for a teacher. Now, I'm going to say her name, or what we call her, Dr. GH. I know I sent you this video. Hi. So, there were a few shows, or a show we didn't get to do, and a show that not a lot of people came to. The show not a lot of people came to is because, well, it was a game night. Everyone was playing football, and then there was times where people just didn't know or didn't care because they thought something, I don't know. Not a lot of people showed up because I guess no one heard of it, so they were like, I don't want to go. But those who did enjoyed the hell out of it. So I wanted to make you a few pins. One, because we didn't get to do one of these shows, and we were really getting into it. And you already had started blocking and everything, and like we had already planned everything. We didn't start making anything yet, but we had plans. So this is basically my thank you and apology for the world and myself, because you put up with me through the whole one of the other one and part of the other one. So I made you a Peter the Starcatcher pin with the mermaid, the ship, the star, the pin that won't focus, the camera that won't focus on my pin. A little Tinkerbell's in there. And then we have an Into the Woods, because we didn't get to do it. But we planned for it, and we worked really hard. So, you get an Into the Woods pin. It's a moon behind a bunch of trees coming out of a book. So those are for you. I tried to make you some others, but they kind of curled up. So let's continue with the musical theme and explain why these curled. So I made these with something called Shrinky Dinks. How Shrinky Dinks work is they come as like a normal sized piece of paper of clear plastic, or at least mine did. I'm itchy. And so when you put them in the oven for a few minutes, they shrink. So this used to be like a piece of a paper, or piece, okay, how do I explain this? Where's a piece of paper? I'm going to use this as an example. So for some of them, this used to be a fourth of a paper, so it was huge. It was a lot bigger than it is now, and they shrink so small. This is Sandy the Sandworm from Beetlejuice. My favorite character. No offense to Alex Brightman, like he's watching this. But he is my favorite character. He's adorable, and I love him. But Sandy had a few issues when he was coming out of the oven. One, he curled, and two, he kind of lost his tail to the back of his side. But I love him so much that I couldn't throw him away. So I threw away the others because they didn't really matter that much. But now we're going. Oh wait, no, we're not done with the musicals yet. We go into Newsies, one of my favorite shows to be a part of, or just in general. It was one of my favorite shows. I played Oscar Delancey, a Bowery Beauty, a nun, and a woman when I played. And Newsies has such a special place in my heart because Newsies was actually what got me into musicals, as well as Flowers for Algernon and Two of My Neighbors. But this is a little pin I made for Newsies. Next, we're going out of our musical territory and going into, well, I guess still sort of musical territory. We're going on to a little bit of Harry Potterness. And you're all probably thinking, what's she gonna pull out? Crests. I'm pulling out crests. So this is the Ravenclaw crest from the show on Broadway, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It's a little Ravenclaw crest. We have that one. We have a Gryffindor from the same show. Hufflepuff, also from the same show. And a Slytherin from the same show. This one is not, however, from the same show. It is a rendition of a Ravenclaw R with a raven going through it. So the reason I have two Ravenclaws is I'm a Ravenclaw. One of my good friends is also a Ravenclaw, because us Ravenclaws stick together. But technically I'm a Ravenpuff, but I'm a little bit of both. I can cut your throat out, or I can beat you in a quiz. I don't know what I just said. So I made these originally just because I wanted to make something extra, and I wanted to make these symbols ever since I saw the show. And one thing that I thought of when I was making them was like, hey, I have a friend that I have a few friends that like each one of them are one of the houses, so I'd give them to them. So I have a Hufflepuff friend, Robbie, I have a Ravenclaw friend, Maddie. I have a Gryffindor friend, Emma. And I have a Slytherin friend. She changed her name recently, but used to be Sarah to me. And then this one's mine. I'll staple it to my forehead. No, I won't. So, since we're staying in the Harry Potter theme, let's go to the wand I designed for myself. So, when I was reading the book from the musical, it's not really a musical, but whatever, I thought there was something about, like, wand design, and I was like, what would I have? If I had a wand, what would it be? So, I designed this wand, which is a normal wood wand, with roses and rose vines growing up it, as well as a heart with EP in the center, which means Emily Penny for me and my puppy, who is currently sleeping and does not care. So that's one of the things I made. I also made this for Mrs. Toll. Ha! I didn't drop it this time. For Mrs. Toll. So I work with Miss Toll on being the bodyguard to the bulldog. So she puts up with me a lot. So I made her this small, simple little pin to say thank you and apologize for her having to put up with me. It's a half gold, half black paw print for our school colors. And it's a paw print because our mascot is the bulldog. And I made it small so it wouldn't be like something weighing you down because you move around a lot. Then, moving away from everything else, I made a little microphone, a little stylized microphone. I think it's pretty cool. Then I just made this for kicks and giggles. It's a little kawaii diamond. This one is special. So it's a lock over, like, injuries that are actually bleeding, and it's, meaning to be, like, a message of, like, we hide our scars, we lock our scars away when anything happens to us that's bad, we try and lock it away. So, that's my reasoning for that. I think it turned out really cool. Then we have this, which just came up because of a nightmare. So there is a mask right there. You can kind of see it. See the red mask right there? I was looking at that one night and I swore I saw glowing eyes coming through it. So I made this to honor that nightmare. So my mom thinks this is the coolest one. She likes this one the best. But then, finally of the pins, we're not done yet. We have a design that I created, which is comedy and tragedy pulling apart from each other. Being the idea that they are the same entity and two sides of the same coin, being that everyone is part comedy and part tragedy, so we can be both. And that's my meaning behind that. Continuing the theme with things I've created, let's go to my mistakes. So I've made 3 live streams, or attempted to make 3 live streams, where I was painting organizer boxes. I painted all of them. They're done. They're over there. I will show you them in a minute, but first I'm going to show you my mistake. So the reason this is a mistake is all the other ones are thoughtfully done out and have so much detail. But after like 3 or 4 days of painting and doing so much detail, I've had enough. And I couldn't come up with another idea for this. You guys probably saw the original idea on the streams. It was a pug corn with some rainbow in the background, but I couldn't do that because it was too much detail and I'd already done so much. So I decided to paint red and blue on the back, marbles. Didn't turn out great. Then I decided to take glow-in-the-dark pink paint. Where is it? There you go. And paint it on my hand, and then stamp it over the thing. It looks like my wall. There's a story behind that, mostly just because I had paint on my hands, and I just, as a little kid, decided to put it all over my wall. So, and my door. This is a different door, a new door. So the old one had, like, handprints all around it as well. Looks like I murdered someone. Just myself. So this is my mistake, but it is going up on the thing because mistakes need to be cherished. So now I'm actually going to get up and go get all the boxes. So excuse me for a second. I need to escape my cage. Oh yeah, I also have to show off this one. Okay, I'll be right back. Hi, baby. They don't smell good, I can tell you that much. Inside the bins or outside the bins, and I haven't even used the bins yet. All I did was paint them. Excuse me. At least I wasn't close to the mic for that one. Jesus, you would have got that. Trying to get all of these is just difficult. Because you gotta undo them and fold them back up, and then you have to carry all of them. I'm just lazy. I'm a lazy piece of shit. I'm a lazy pizza shit. There we go. I got all of them. I didn't fold up all of them, but I have all of them. Hello. I'm back. So, as I sit in my chair, we're gonna start with the ones I have folded up. Because I have them folded up. So we're gonna start with Mr. and Mrs. I don't know if it's Mr. and Mrs. Comedy and Tragedy. This is again the design I created. This took me several hours, several days to make. And the Mod Podge, it kind of makes it look like shit. So, this is Comedy and Tragedy, the design I made again. I already showed you it in pin form. Here's it in paint form. In box form, I guess. So that's our first one. You'll see that design come back a lot, so. Then we have a version-ish of Starry Night, so it's a mountain with stars coming up. Then we have this, which you saw in all of the thumbnails for the live stream. It is a donut with an ombre to pink and white sprinkles that I hand drew on there. Which you might think is a pain in the butt, but I have something called Posca pens, and they are a saint. Then I made this. This is Penny with some drips coming down the sides, and again with the flower detail, because her old collar used to have pink flowers on it. So, and there's my baby. Next we have this, which is just a rainbow of colors, quite literally. We have from white to purple in a little wavy motion. This one's the most aesthetically pleasing, I would say, from a far distance. Then we have this one, which is my rose designed one with just roses and thorns going everywhere. Next, we have my music one that you actually got to see me paint and finish in a video. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Here it is. So I actually painted this in a video and then put Mod Podge on it later. But there it is. Next we have another one that I started in that video, but I didn't finish it. And it is one of my least, it's like my second least favorite ones. My first least favorite is the handprint one. This is my second least favorite because the Mod Podge smeared all the details I did on it. And it just looks bad now. So, those are my containers. So I'm gonna put them up here. Careful not to show you what I'm showing later. So these are just going to be chilling over here for the rest of the video. So these are going last. Next thing I did was I was thinking about painting the back of my Nintendo Switch Lite. But then I got really upset. I was like, well, what if I mess it up? Or what would I do? Would I paint over the original design and make it, instead of a gray light, would I make it a white light? And then make, that's funny, a white switch and then paint it. So I went with the better option, and you just saw a little bit of it. I painted my phone case. So as you can see, it's the same design again, because I love these characters to death. It's comedy and tragedy being pulled apart from each other with some, like, stars in the background, because I have a black phone case, because it's drop-proof. And it is covered in Mod Podge, which you can see a big bottle of that right there. And I painted this last night, and I took off my case to let it dry, and it's so cool looking. So proud of it, and I'm so happy that I did it. I'm very pleased with it. Now, for the final item. Well, it's not finished yet, but I like how it is now, so it might as well be finished. We're going to show you these one at a time. We're going to show you these both at the same time, and then one at a time. Look at them! Look at them! So, the same design for comedy and tragedy. I was trying to figure out how to put them on shoes. I was trying. So, originally my design was going to be this, and make it look like they were pulling apart from each other through the shoes. So, like, when your feet are like this, it would make the design look cool. But I accidentally made a mistake and painted one on the wrong shoe, so it ended up becoming them screaming at each other, which I kind of like as well. And I painted the edges black after I painted everything. I painted the sides where I made mistakes white, and then we have this cool, like, donut drip on the back, which I think is so cool. I painted the actual drip with pearl paint, which makes it look awesome, and I'm so proud of it. And I'm going to post a video of me showing these off to my mom. I haven't Mod Podged these yet, and I don't want to ruin it. So this is what they looked like before. Okay? They're my favorite boys. They're my favorite. Out of all the things I've made, I am most proud of these. I was painting them in class. I had to paint the original coat, like the first coat, which was pink up here, blue back here. Which this kept the color, this did not. I changed. But when it started doing like that, I didn't really decide what I was going to do on the top yet. So I was looking at it, and I was like, it looks like Dope or Nope colors. Should I make, like, Dope or Nope shoes? But then I said no, because that would be tacky and stealing someone's design. So I stole my own design, which isn't stealing, it's reusing. And, yeah, I got paint on the bottom of this one. It's a mood. And so I stole my own design, and I made it cute, and I love it, and I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to post this video, then I'm going to go show my mom, after putting Mod Podge on these. I'm going to go show her, actually maybe before, these shoes, and get her opinion. I'll videotape that and post it on Instagram, maybe Facebook. See you later, guys.